Welcome to Z School 20.7. Today's topic is email templates from within Zoho CRM. It's a way to do kind of quick and dirty mass emails. Zoho has a tool called Zoho Campaigns. We're going to do that next month, which is their fancier email marketing tool. But there's one built right inside CRM, and it's useful for doing something kind of quicker. So let's go to the demo system. This is our 2-user demo system. And I'm going to show you how to build email templates and send out an email to either leads or contacts right within CRM. And we don't have very many contacts in this system. I think we only have 13. We imported in one of our earlier sessions lots of leads. We've got 70. I'm not going to really sell or send anything out. We're just going to take it up to the last point. So a little bit about email templates. You build them around a module, a specific module like leads or contacts. Anything with an email address can be emailed. You cannot build a template for leads and contacts because the template is going to have some fields that belong to the lead or the contact but may not exist in both modules. So if you have, say, a happy birthday template that you want to send to contacts and you also want to send it to leads, you're going to have to clone that and then build one off the leads template or leads module. And you'll have to have 2 templates. So that's the only limitation, really. Well, the other limitation is that Zoho allows you to send 1,000 emails per day. You can't send 50,000 emails using this. Like I said, it's for small, quick jobs. Just going to go back here. Again, use chat if you can't hear me, can't see me. So we're in the demo system. We're going to go over to the little wrench here, the setup section. And under customization, you'll see an entry for templates. There's 2 kinds of templates. There's Word templates where you print, say, a contract. Those are mail merge. And then there's email templates. Inventory is like a list of templates. And so we're going to create an email template. And you just hit New Template. First thing it wants to know is what lead are you building off? Is it a lead or contacts? I can actually send like an email to all of my deals, but my deals have to have an email address, obviously. But if you put an email address in a deal, you can email it. So I'm going to pick leads just because I have more leads than contacts. And when I hit next, it takes me, gives me a list of canned templates that I can pick from. So there's, I don't know anybody who really uses these, but maybe you can use the template as a basis to start with. We'll pick this one, but mostly you use these blank ones. But you can either build up from blank or you could build one of these full ones and then rip out the things you don't like. So I will select this template. And now I'm in my template editor. And let's pretend that we're doing a meetup for Zoho next week. We're going to meet at a closed restaurant. So we'll call it the Zoho Meetup, April 23rd. That's just the name of the template. The subject is what they're going to see in the email. Meet with Zoho Wizards. Okay, so that's just your subject. And now we're in the template editor. And if you've used template editors in the past, this is very similar. Each of these areas is a section here. I can move this section down. I can drop it, wherever I want it. A little garbage can if I just want to get rid of it. there's a little, it's a picture, so I can come over here and click on it and change my picture. I can upload a different picture or actually pick something off the computer. Make sure that's not one of you. Okay, sorry about that. So we'll leave that picture in there. Well, show you real quick. We'll just pull something off the computer. And there's a picture of
Hi,
me.
this is Trinity at the hospital calling.
Sorry.
We're just doing a follow-up call on Jeff. We wanted to know how he was
So
doing.
that's my big old face. We don't want to do that.
When you have
So.
a moment, please give us a call and let us know how he is. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Let me see if I can find a better picture. There's a picture of the Zoho building that I took when I was in India. They call it the bucket. It's a round building because the boss doesn't believe in corner offices. So anyway, you just take a picture. There's some little things about pictures. People call me on this all the time. Is that the things you can do with the section you're on depends on what you have. Like a button does different things than a picture. But when I have a picture up, the tools I can use with it are right here above it. And right now it's called banner size. First off, I want to take this picture and move it up here. But I can do some things here like fit the picture. I can use the original size. I can use a small size. So if you want to change the size of the picture or make it a custom size, you can do that. And I can move some things around. So I'm just going to make it banner, goes full width. Now this is where you see things like company name. Again, I built this off the leads module. So one of the things I could do, this is my company name, by the way. So I can, that's my logo picture. I guess I could put 12.3 in here and make it ugly. Over here is the text, and what I wanted to show you is maybe I want to, in my headline here, I might want to put the person's first name. So way down here in the lower left, it says type in hashtag to insert a merge field. So I just type hashtag. And all the fields available to me, and that's to the leads module. You see it says leads up here. I'm working on the leads module, so these are all my leads fields. And I can put first name right there, and, you know, comma, see what's new with Zoho. So I'm actually dropping fields into my template, which is something you're going to want to do a lot. Again, I can highlight this text, change my font, Comic Sans. It's always great to use Comic Sans in an email. Not really. But again, because I'm on text here, I have a slightly different set of tools here. I can insert hyperlinks. I can underline stuff, change my font colors, my font size, all the normal stuff. Oh, by the way, you have to select text to change font size. And so you go through the sections, move them up and down. Now, say I want to add a new section. All my components are over here on the left. So if I want to put a table in here, I just click on table, and then it asks me what kind of table I want. Many, few, custom, we'll pick few. It puts it down here, but again, I can drag it. It always puts it at the bottom, and then I can drag it up to where I want. And there are some table tools down here, like how many rows, columns, what the header color looks like. So best thing I can say is play with it. There's quite a bit you can do with this. That was a very ugly looking template. But I think most people know how to use template editors. There is a thing called a button. I'm a big fan of buttons. It gives people something to click. If I click on the button here, there's a little gear, and the gear tells me where to go. This is going to go to a website that I put in there. So I send you guys a template that says, you know, join us for this meeting, and I put a link to the meeting in there. But you could make this be should be a URL button, a file, or email. And then if you don't like the look of that button, again, you can come over here. Come on, click on it. It has a border. When I add a button, I can have 3 different shapes here. Sorry, I was looking for that. There's a design piece to this. Sign up for the event. Save. And if we don't like the color, we can change it. So this is really how you build a template. I didn't really want to talk too much about the template, but it's easy to build one from either scratch. Just put all your different components in here. Pictures, multi-column, you can do quite a bit with it. You can make a pretty nice looking template as you can with campaigns. So I can preview it here to see what it looks like. I can also send a test email if I want to send this to my phone or something to see how it looks like on there. And if I'm happy with it, I save it. One of the odd things about Zoho is the way you make edits to it. So I'm going to save it. And I give it a name, which I've already done. And then I save it to a folder. If you have a lot of templates, you're going to want to organize them into some folders. You know, marketing, sales, support, whatever. I'll just save it. I'll put it in the public folder, which is where everything goes. So now it's in my public templates, and there's the Zoho Meetup template right there. So now I want to edit this, and this is what I do with you every week. I take the same template and I just modify it with the details of that session. So I go in here and I edit it, and let's say I want to do the May announcement. I'm bringing this up because I think it's important. So I come in here and I change the date on this to May 5th, 2020, 7 p.m. and I save it. Zoho's always going to ask you, you have to put a comment in here as to why you're changing it. And so I just usually say V2 or, you know, May. It's just one of the things you have to do. They want to know why you changed the template. I do it all the time. So anyway, it's been modified now. So to modify it, you just hit the little pencil. And that's how you build a template. So now we want to talk about how to use it. And there are a number of ways of using it in Zoho. If I were at a lead here, just say one lead, Matt Begley here. I could send Matt email. My email has not been set up. I never set up email on his demo system because it's a pretend system. So I'll switch to mine real quick. Show one last thing here before I switch off this. Let me get the same message. Nope. All right, before I send one to Matt, I'm going to show you how to send all these out. So I have a list, and right now my view is all leads. So I'm going to send this to every lead. And that's why last week we talked about, or 2 weeks ago, we talked about how to build a list or how to run a filter, because you may not want to send this email to everybody. So I could pick, you know, just my leads, right? We just pick a view, and now I select them all, and I may even want to visually look at this list and say, no, I don't want him to get it, and I don't want him to get it, her and him. And so I check off the ones I want to get, and then I say send email, and it says, well, what do you want to send them? And I have to pick a template. And now that I've created my template, the only leads template I've built so far is this one, the Zoho Meetup template. So I can send it immediately. I can actually schedule it to happen, say, a week before the event. I could trigger a call afterwards. You'll see down here in the lower left, it shows me emails sent today, 0 out of 1,000. And as I said, your system, no matter how big your system is or how many users you have, you're limited to 1,000. If you want to send more than 1,000, you should use Zoho campaigns. If I say schedule later, it asks me when. And if I say trigger an action, we can have follow-up action. So if somebody were to open this email, I might want to say schedule a call for the record owner, or I could just say for my standard user and say, follow up. If the email bounced, I might want to schedule a call, like this email doesn't work anymore. Let me get out of here. So trigger an action, you could do email bounced, and you want to say, update a field. That's odd. But I can update a field that says lead status is, no good. Say junk lead because email's no good anymore. So you can do some things here with what happens to that email. And if I hit done, I'm not going to really send this. Obviously, we've never set up the email system, but we build a template. Again, go over here to the wrench, create a template, modify your template. Once the template's built, it's only for leads. If I'm on a contact and I try to send this template, I won't see it in the list because the contact fields are different. And then to send it, I build my filter or my list. It's funny, if I go to Matt's record, I can't send him an email, but from here, it's pretending I can. Oh, this guy doesn't have an email. So it's funny, if I pick them all, it doesn't check. I'm going to go back and look for questions. How can we get Zoho to change the way they do these templates so we can use a given template for leads and contacts, or at least clone it and have the ability to use it for both? Good question, AJ. That happens a lot. So I want to send this template to contacts as well. A little bit of work, but I go to the template. One of my options here, oh, by the way, I'm going to show you my templates in a minute. So what would be nice, but it's hard, is there's a little clone button here. I can clone this template. And however, I can't clone it across other modules. And again, it's because leads.firstname will not work with contacts. My merge fields will be different because the fields in contacts are different. So what I normally do is I cut and paste the whole thing. You probably have to do it section by section. Make a new template. This time I use contacts and I rebuild it. I pick the same thing, change my body here. That's a preview I selected. You have to copy it, and I agree that it's not ideal if you have a very ornate template. I would kind of recommend you don't use highly ornate templates because people read these things on a variety of devices. It might look, if you have a really heavy, for instance, a lot of pictures, if you send it to someone with Outlook, Outlook generally will not display pictures unless the the recipient wants to. So you get those little red X's all over your pictures. It all depends on what email client they're using. So I try to keep my email templates kind of simple, not a lot of pictures, just because of that fact. I don't know if they're going to read it on a phone or an Android or an iPhone or whatever they're going to use. So anyway, I made this template for contacts, and now if I just copy my pictures, come up here and change my photo, again, it's not that hard. I just pick my other photo. It's duplication of effort. I absolutely agree with that. But it's not that difficult. I just copy and paste the pieces over. It's the best thing I've come up with. Again, if you have a really, really ornate template, you got to be kind of confident where it's going. What I want to do now is I'm going to switch to my system and show you what you see in CRM, because some people might say, well, I'll just use MailChimp or something, but because you use this, there's a lot of things you get with it. So I'm going to switch to my system. Somebody wants to share a screen. Sorry, we'll do that when we go to Q&A. If I go to my templates, I'll show you the Z-School template that I sent you. So here's our Z-School class announcement. And what I do is I come in here, I click on, on this button. Whoops, it just launched the meeting. Sorry, I'm in preview. It's my bad. If I edit this, I can change the link to it. But there's a section here called Analytics. It's actually telling me how well this module is being received. But it's right now, it's it shows me on this version here. I sent this on March 31st. I sent it to 30 people. It was delivered to all 30. 16 opened it and 14 unopened it, and 2 people clicked on my button. And then the week before, I had the exact same numbers, 16 and 4. These are my different versions here. I've got my, I don't know why it says I'm going back to 2017 here, because it looks like I'm only going this far back. I can also see which of my versions had the highest read rate. I've got 25 versions of this particular template because I change it every week. But it shows me, that if I want to do some testing on my template is to see how effective it is. It does that. The other thing I want to show you, and I'll pick on AJ because he asked a question. So I'm going to go to his record. And if I go down to the email section right here, little weird thing is this email was sent from CRM. So I have to click on this to see the emails I've sent for CRM, but these are all of the templates I've sent him, and I can see over here what he did with it. If he unsubscribed, if he clicked, which he did, he delivered, if he opened it, if it was sent, if it bounced. And so it actually tells me, what templates he's been sent in the past and what he did with those. And I didn't have to do this from his record. Because I have this set up right now, over here I'm in his record. I want to send, maybe I know it's his birthday today. I just send him an email. I can just send an email right out of CRM. But up here I can choose a template and pick my Z-School class announcement. There it is, and I can send it or I can schedule it. So I can send him one off. You might want to have a library of templates just, you know, an instruction on how to do something or how to sign up for something. But then you also saw how I could send to a whole view, up to 1,000 people. All right, let's go back to the meeting. Oh, Cameron hit that. Yeah, AJ, so you do have to mostly copy it brings up the bigger question of, you know, why have leads and contacts? If you're doing the same thing with both, why do you have them in two places? But there's times when you want to send the same thing to both leads and contacts. All I can say is don't have you can't clone across the module. You can clone a lead template into the leads module, but not to the contacts module. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop recording here. Thanks for the questions, AJ. And I know I made a quick and ugly template here, but for demonstration purposes, you spend more time making it look good than you do actually building it. Use the merge fields are nice. Although your data, another thing about merge fields is I hit the hashtag here, now I'm in contacts, so I want to put the contact's first name. You want to make sure that your records have some first names filled in. They probably do, but if it's not a mandatory field, it might say blank, join us here, right? Because we did not have a first name in there. So if you're going to drop fields into a template, make sure your data is pretty good. And you hit save, and once again, it'll ask you, oh, my name is empty, sorry. Invite. Can't have a no name or a no template email. Save. I'll put it in my public folder. This is the demo system. And so now I have it. It's a pain to have to clone it. I agree with you, AJ, but also it's not hours of work. It's 10 minutes of work, if you're lucky. Okay, back to the session. Stop recording.